Trust me, I know I'm not the first and probably not the last to do some form of a Sonic ranking, but since I thought, ooh, let's be controversial to revive my long dead channel, you know this video is gonna get some of you to want to end my existence, but hey, whatever. Hey, by the way, if it's not already clear, this entire video is 100% my opinion and not a fact. Also, most of today's video game rankings will be based on how I feel the overall gameplay works, not on how well I am at the game, or the story is, or anything like that. But if you disagree with me on any of today's video ideas, or topics, or rankings, that's fine. I'd love to see what you guys don't agree with, so please tell me in the comment section down below. Please, my channel really needs the algorithm to notice it. Okay, D tier. So we have multiple games to start off with, so first up, Sonic Blast. This game is our first of 4 on the D tier. Sonic Blast is just overall not that great. Uninspiring level design, most of the levels are under a minute long, the upper pathways are embarrassingly simple to access, and the exploration is focused on incredibly basic platforming with no actually engaging moments. It also doesn't help that the game looks like dog shit. Overall, not a fun game and not worth the trouble of beating in my opinion. Second on our list of 4 is Sonic 4 Episode 1. As a kid, I had a copy of Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection on the PlayStation 3. Good old times. I remember downloading all the demos off of the PlayStation Store since I couldn't afford any games. I remember I used to play Little Big Planet, Sonic 4 Episodes 1 and 2, Lego Batman, Castle Crashers, and of course Frozen Freefall Snowball Fight. That last one might have been just me though. Sonic 4 Episode 1 is basically the grace and beauty of the classic Sonic games, if they were horrible and had nothing special about them. This game has the idea of giving us the feeling of mixing modern gameplay ideas such as the homing attack and mixing the old style levels just like those from the Genesis titles. Overall, with the wonky physics, the overall garbage looking game, I mean come on, what is this Windows XP ass sky, and the uninspired levels and the forcing of gimmicks, it's not really that fun. And not to mention that the levels in the special stages are horrible. Having you not control Sonic, but the rotation of the stage, there are ring barriers, a time limit, and Super Sonic just feels like shit, so it's not even worth it. Okay, rant over. Yeah, no, this game is definitely D tier. Ranking second place on the D tier, we have Sonic and the Secret Rings. Now, a lot of things can be praised for this game. The voice acting, the music, and a lot more. But when we look at things from a gameplay aspect, it's not all that great. Starting out, which I think was the first problem, and even the problem that was kind of fixed in Black Knight, is the forcing of the Wii Remote for movement. Look, I've said this once and I can say it again. I think Secret Rings and Black Knight would have been a lot better had they had no motion controls. Unfortunately, the game is tedious to play. Sonic is controlled by tilting the Wii Remote from side to side and holding it sideways to maneuver the blue guy left or right. The player just swings the control upwards and forward in a homing attack to leap, if they want to. And the irritating issue is that if you don't apply enough force into this final swing, Sonic will not perform the homing attack, and you will either lose a lot of rings or fall into a bottomless pit. Did I mention that Sonic will continuously keep moving? There really is no real control over Sonic when he moves. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can make Sonic stop, but when he does, it's so slow that you end up frequently missing the ledge, enemy, or whatever. And the on-rail mobility is also a huge source of my frustration for this game. For impatient people like myself, it's quick and challenging, and Sonic may or may not switch rails to avoid the big spike ball on the way ahead, depending on how the user controls the game. This game can be extremely infuriating at times, and although I'm not going to be outlandish and call it the worst Sonic game, it's still a pretty bad game, and I think the ranking I give it is pretty warranted. Sonic Forces. This is honestly a little depressing to have to put one of Sonic's most recent titles along with Sonic Mania, well, not Sonic Mania, just Sonic Forces here on this list, but you get my point. In the first place of the D tier, we have this bundle of joy. I don't even have my video game copy anymore, because I want to make it clear I destroyed my copy with a hammer. It was one of the worst things I've ever played, especially with the way it was basically marketed as Sonic Generations 2. The game has 3 different gameplay styles: the modern boost formula, the classic gameplay, and the OC gameplay. Starting off with comparing this game's boost levels to Colors, Generations, or Unleashed, it seems pretty warranted. Unfortunately, a lot seems off with this version of Sonic. The levels and forces are very linear and cause many stages to be uninspired or boring. Not only that, the length of all the stages is incredibly inconsistent. You have some stages that feel like they drag on forever, and stages that just feel way too short. Another thing I'd like to mention is how, other than the Wisp-On that your original character gets, he gets half of Sonic's old abilities, like the wall jump, or the lightspeed dash, or even the automated drift. Oh yeah, that's an issue. The automation in this game is ridiculous. The drift could have easily been added to make sections like these more fun, but it's just absent and feels weird now. Bosses are way too easy, stages are far too short, and things are just straight up uninspired here. Even a character like Infinite that had so much potential to be the next great Sonic rival ended up feeling very lackluster and didn't have any impression on me. Sonic just kicked his ass and flew away. Great writing there, Sega. The last thing is classic Sonic, and the way he just feels is off. He's like a worse version of his generation's counterpart, but now he has the drop dash, which is because he's apparently the version of classic Sonic from Mania, which makes no sense since Sonic himself makes a generations joke.
It's been generations since I've seen you. You okay?
This game is better than all of the other games on the list so far, but trust me, that's not saying much. With the lackluster gameplay and the boring and uninspired visual ideas, Sonic Forces just keeps disappointing me with every time I see it, and it makes me really disappointed that we've accepted this mediocrity as a part of the Sonic series. Moving on up to the C tier, we have Sonic CD. This 1993 title for the Sega CD is honestly a great game to play when you're bored. I mean, we have that amazing animated intro at the start of the game, but regardless, we are introduced to many new features and characters in this game, which obviously sticks with the series all the way up to now. Sonic CD introduces Amy Rose, or at this point Rosie the Rascal, Metal Sonic, and my favorite thing, the amazing music. Not a character, but come on dude, some of the tracks in this game are amazing. Though, unfortunately, since I'm mostly judging the games on this list on gameplay, I need to tone down my excitement a bit. Sonic CD isn't lackluster by any means, but the level design just isn't it. Sonic 2 has ability in this game with the spin dash and the super peel out, and it's always a nice thing when Sonic gets some more mobility options. Sadly, the level design doesn't let him take advantage of those choices for speed, which leads to more problems when trying to be fast in this game. Another issue I'm not too big on is this whole idea of exploration within the stages. To get the good ending in this game, you have two choices: run and explore each stage by using a time sign and going to the past and destroying the UFO, or B, collect all 7 time stones. But to be honest, both are tedious and I'm not a big fan of either choice.
Overall, Sonic CD brings a whole lot of new things to the series.
Just a little disappointed that good level design was not one of the things they wanted to bring to the table. The game that started it all. The original Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis. I mean, what do you want me to say? If you know anything about Sonic, you'll definitely know about Sonic's first adventure. Here's the thing I dislike about this game. It started off really well with Green Hill Zone, but it just continuously goes down as the zones go by, which is kind of what ruins the experience for me. Right after Green Hill, we end up in stages like Marble Zone or Labyrinth Zone, and the level design is just meh. And although things like bosses and music are great, it's not enough for me to want to put this game any higher on this list. Also, just want to mention that I made this video a little while ago that goes more in depth on the classics, which of course includes Sonic 1. If you guys want to check that out, iCard will be up above. In general though, Sonic 1 suffers a lot from first game syndrome, and I'm gonna cut a lot of slack for that reason. Overall though, Sonic 1 is a great game to enjoy, and it's basically everywhere, so you have everywhere to play. It's on your phones, it's on consoles, it's on PC, and with the new Sonic Origins coming out this June, it's gonna be able to be played basically everywhere. Again. Oh boy. Sonic the Hedgehog, and not to confuse it with the game we just talked about, Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, or what many have called it as just Sonic 06, is a game that is a huge bag of mixed opinions for me. Going from pretty good story, amazing visuals, and pretty alright gameplay, the game is pretty alright. If there's one thing this game gets right, it's the way they portrayed Sonic here, apart from that kiss. This whole story takes a very much more serious tone, and although it's a lot of fun for me sometimes in some ways, the glitches very much break the immersion for me. The music and voice acting overall is pretty great, and honestly, it's not the worst Sonic game, but I think the ranking I gave it is pretty much what it deserved. Pretty great game, but just had an unfortunate circumstance with how the game came to flourish. Sonic Unleashed. Oops, wrong version. This is the Sonic Unleashed I'm talking about. Sonic Unleashed for the Wii and PS2, although many aspects of what is considered Unleashed HD, many things are different about the overall game, and while some of you remember the way Hub World, stages, and even the Metal Collection worked in Unleashed for PlayStation 3 and 360, things are quite different in this other version of the game. For starters, the level design is extremely different, no duh, with more platforming involved in the day stages, and the way that the boost and even the daytime Sonic controls feel quite off, especially if you're used to the Unleashed and Generation styled boost gameplay. One cool thing about this game is although you lack the actual city hub world, the Gaia temples are all able to be explored completely, where you can find the same collectibles such as music tracks, videos, and 1-ups. Even the werehog in this style of game is completely off from what some of you may be used to. His fighting style is sort of different, and if you are on the Wii and you use the Wiimote and the nunchuck, the motion controls will be needed for the combat. The one bonus I like about this game is the medal collecting. Instead of needing to search for medals manually throughout the stages, hub worlds, and levels, they are just collected actually through the completion of levels. The better rank you get, the more medals you receive. Overall, this game is really enjoyable, and although not being as great as the version from the PS3 and 360, I still think it makes up for it by being a pretty great game and overall really enjoyable. Moving up once more, B tier. First up, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Being the second game to come out for the Blue Blur, I mean, come on, it's in the name, a lot of great things from the first game are vastly improved upon in the second. Starting out, the level design is a lot more fast-paced, which is good, so now when moving fast, the level design is able to complement it. Another one of the vast many features that are still in the Sonic series to this day is the creation of the Spin Dash. Boom! Burst of speed instantly. This can help you immediately gain speed in the case that you stopped for whatever reason. Although this game is really great, with many new great additions to the game and the level design being superb, the only thing that holds this game back is maybe how a few of the levels can drag on a bit and be a bit cheap at times. Overall though, this game brought many new ideas to the table and will definitely be on the top 10 list of many people's hearts for Sonic games, and how this was one of the best Sonic games, especially if you had a huge child growing up with these games like I did. This game is amazing, and the only reason I have it ranked here is just because, I mean, there's so many better Sonic games, but we ain't ready for that combo yet. Next up on the B tier, we have Sonic Colors for the Nintendo Wii. Although many things are wrong with this game, the way the gameplay worked was basically the boost formula daytime stages from Sonic Unleashed. The Wisps are also the gimmick of this game, which are aliens which essentially work as power-ups for Sonic. One thing I'll compliment is how the Wisps are not required at all to be used. Another thing I love about Sonic Colors is that when you do choose to use the Wisps, they're really well implemented in the stage you are in, and they can help you get a bunch of cool collectibles such as red rings, and 1-ups, whatever. Trust me, this is definitely one of the better Sonic games, and there's literally no reason not to play it, especially with the release of Sonic Colors Ultimate last year. There's no way you can't play this game. Second to last in the B tier is Sonic Heroes. Going after Sonic Adventure 2's more serious tone, we have a game that has a more happy vibe that comes from it, and this game radiates what makes Sonic Sonic, and it is a lot of fun. I absolutely love the gimmick of choosing a team with 3 different characters for speed, flight, and strength, and with all the other story options too. This game has a little something for everyone. The visuals are great, I love the shiny looking models, and the music is fantastic. And with all the variations of the same story with the teams, the amazing level design, and the good use of implementation of how all 3 characters work, this is an amazing game that deserves all the praise that it actually gets. I think I've said a lot about Sonic Lost World within the recent months, and although many of you may or may have not expected this ranking to be here, here's Sonic Lost World for the Nintendo Wii U. I'll say this straight up, Sonic Lost World is far from perfect, but that imperfection is what makes it fun. I love the way the spin dash works and is used, the parkour system is so much fun to me, and the music of this game is great. As this game is from the earlier 2010s and released on the Wii U in 2013, the story isn't really that great, but hey, this game got so many other things right. There are plenty of fan-made stages too with mods to help make the game a lot better via improving Sonic's controls and making him feel a lot more balanced, but I can't contribute that fan-made stuff to the final ranking of this game. Overall, a really great game for Sonic, and it's a lot of fun to me personally, and I think that if you go into the game with an open mind not expecting something original, regardless it's going to be a lot of fun to play. Okay, so maybe apart from this game, most of you will agree with the following rankings, because if you don't, I'm gonna have to say straight up, you have some really bad opinions on Sonic games. So, first up, Sonic 4 Episode 2 for the first game on the A tier. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Sonic 4 Episode 2 isn't that bad. Oh yeah, kill me now. Please, go ahead, please. Because you know I'm right. You know I am. I actually really like this game. The level design works pretty well for what is given, and the whole mechanic of working with Tails is a lot of fun. The special stages are a lot better than Sonic 2's, where it's obviously inspired from, and overall so many things from Episode 1 are improved upon, making this overall game pretty good. Even the inclusion of Episode Metal, where if you have Episode 1 you can play a remixed version of Episode 1 stages, which are a lot harder, and you get to play as Metal Sonic. Overall, this game is a lot more fun and definitely worth your buck. Also, if you have a friend on Steam, you can also do online multiplayer gameplay. I mean, come on, this should have been something in like Mania, but whatever. Coming in at third place at the A tier is Sonic and the Black Knight. This one's for you, Chicken Wing Johnny. I mean, what isn't there to say? Sonic and the Black Knight is one of Sonic's most enjoyable adventures. It has some of the best voice acting from Jason, and some of the best music in the series. The gameplay is a bit of a mix of 2D and 3D sword speed styled gameplay, and with being able to upgrade Sonic to make him stronger and faster, and even the inclusion of playing as the members of the Knights of the Round Table, this game has so much to offer visually and gameplay wise. Bosses are fantastic and the sword gameplay is applied really well throughout the game. This medieval story is one of the more enjoyable ones, and Sonic being the Knight of the Wind is one of the coolest things ever. So yeah, I think it's definitely an A tier game. What is there to say here? This is Sonic Adventure 2, dude. Come on, literally everyone loves this game. If you don't, you probably have something wrong with you. Sonic Adventure 2 is one of the best Sonic games. I'm going to say that straight up. With that said, many of you are asking me then probably now,
why isn't it any higher on the list?
Well, I mean, that's easy. All of the storytelling, the voice acting, the visuals are all fantastic, and I would even say some of Sonic at his best here.
But wait!
You're judging the gameplay alone. And not to say it's bad, but in my case, I just don't find myself playing the other game stages if it's not a speed stage. In Sonic Adventure 2, there are 3 different gameplay styles. The speed stages with Sonic and Shadow, the treasure hunting stages with Knuckles and Rouge, and lastly the mech stages with Tails and Dr. Eggman. I love the speed stages. The level design is just amazing, and the way Sonic and Shadow's abilities are implemented definitely complement everything about them, and to be fair, could help to why this game is even A tier for me. So what drags it down is that 2 out of the 3 game modes just isn't fun for me. The treasure hunting stages are, in my opinion, way too large and way too tedious. I've mentioned before how I would have loved it if we could do a small treasure hunting stages like in Sonic Adventure 1 with 1 emerald at a time radar like SA2. Or in SA1, we'll have all 3 radars available at the same time with big stages like Sonic Adventure 2. Regardless, some of the treasure hunting stages can drag on for 10 minutes or more, especially if you don't know what or where you're going, thus making the treasure hunting stages only fun if you really only knew where all the possible emerald locations were. Next up are the mech stages. Look, to be honest, they're alright. I'd much rather just play the Gamma stages from Sonic Adventure 1, and clearly that's where the mech stages get the inspiration from. Overall, Sonic Adventure 2 is some of Sonic the Hedgehog in general at his best, and although gameplay wise can be a bit slacking when not playing the speed stages, pretty good game though, and I think the ranking is pretty warranted. Another boost game. Sonic Generations, I think, is definitely one of the best Sonic games, and honestly one of my personal favorites to replay all the time. I love Sonic Generations, so let's get into it. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. I know that Sonic Generations is definitely the first place of A tier, but don't let that form my whole opinion. Sonic Generations has pretty meh remixes of old songs, and the story is something.
And I guess we have to run like there's no tomorrow, or there won't be a tomorrow.
But trust me, the only reason I rank this game as high is due to the gameplay. Sonic Generations was a game forged for the 20th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog. So with all of that being said, gameplay wise, this game is amazing. There are 2 different gameplay styles in this game, the classic style and modern style. Overly merchandised Sonic stages are very akin to those old Genesis games which made Sonic popular in the first place, and overall, they're pretty fun. The spin dash can be a little broken at some points, but overall it's pretty good, and I think that's what makes it a lot of fun for me. I don't normally find myself replaying them, but they're alright for a first time playthrough. This is honestly Sonic's boost formula at its peak. Everything feels correct with these stages and the formulaic gameplay. These stages are all perfectly made with multiple routes and don't feel linear at all with how many options there are for the stages of this game. I haven't even mentioned some of the crazy projects and mods out there for this game. A few of my personal favorites are literally any character mod, Unleash project, the Colors project, and so much effort is just put into this game, which is what gives it so much replay value. And although I can't contribute that into the game itself, its gameplay alone puts it really high up on this ranking list for me for that reason. Alright folks, we did it. S rank time. The climax. Let's do this. First up, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Look, I'm no Luke Station, and I'm not gonna split this game into 2. I feel like 3 and Knuckles is how the game is supposed to be played. Starting off with the story itself, it's really immersive, and even with not one piece of dialogue said, this game does not disappoint. The levels are completely well done and fit each character. The music and the visuals are great for an old-time platformer, and with Sonic Origins on the way soon, I can't wait to see how the game will be once again released, and finally, in full screen. Like, we literally don't have any version of Sonic 3 and Knuckles unless you want to count Sonic 3 Air, but that's fan-made, so whatever. Knuckles even having his own story if you choose to play as him is also amazing. They didn't have to do that, but they did. So many things are done right with this game, and if I may, again, this is probably another example of Sonic at his peak. This game comes with so much to offer, and definitely this is one of the S tier Sonic games. Coming in at 3rd place of the S tier is of course Sonic Mania, or Sonic Mania Plus, being one of, if not the best classic Sonic game in my opinion. This game was made by the fans, for the fans, and to perfection, might I add. This is truly a classic style gameplay at its peak. All of the previous Sonic games on top of that get some form of representation. Mania had so much more to offer in 2018, especially with Plus DLC, offering 2 more characters in Ray and Mighty, and the Encore mode. This game is overall one of Sonic's best titles ever. You can take any part of Mania, going from the visuals to the music to the gameplay itself, and you will know that you're gonna have a good time playing Sonic Mania. You can take any part about this game, the music, the visuals, the gameplay, nothing about this game is lackluster, so yes, it definitely deserves to be an S tier game. Coming in at 2nd place of the S tier is Sonic Adventure for Dreamcast, Sonic's first adventure in the 3D era. Not only is it one of Sonic's best implementations in 3D, but it also shows the capability of how much fun Sonic can be in the 3rd-dimensional landscape. Having 6 different stories to play through, Sonic Adventure has a little something for everyone. Do you like to be fast? Boom, Sonic stages. You like shooting stuff? Boom, Gamma stages. You like fishing? Boom, Big the Cat stages. I know my friend Kenny would love those probably. There are loads of elements from this game that I really enjoy, especially some of the character arcs you get to see, like Tails becoming his own hero. Like, come on, that's awesome. Another thing I mainly love about this game is the story and graphics, not the DX version though. Get that crap off of my screen right now. Everything is perfect in this game, from the perfection of the stage layout to the music to just the storytelling visuals. Overall, such an amazing game with so many beautiful things about it, and definitely this is one of the best Sonic games and definitely deserves to be called an S tier title. Coming in at 1st place, well, I hope nobody was surprised by this, is Sonic Unleashed for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. See? I still even have my copy right here. Sonic Unleashed for me is everything a Sonic game should be. The hub worlds are amazing and full of life, and the characters and the overall story are very memorable. The presentation and the cultural variety, it shows how much thought was put into this game. The music itself can also be very representative of that fact. Bosses, extra collectibles, and even the final boss and ending are all things that can be very memorable even if this was your first Sonic game. So, of course, this is a very enjoyable game for anyone in my opinion. There are so many amazing and memorable moments in this game, and I think that's what makes it so special for me. Even the Werehog is a lot of fun. The platforming is pretty good for the most part, and I personally find the performing of combos a lot of fun. The combat is extremely enjoyable to me, and dear god, all the nighttime tracks sell it for me, with that Unleashed not only having the most cultural representation in the soundtrack, but it also has the best soundtrack for a Sonic game. Sonic Unleashed is a huge game that can be a hit or miss for some people. For me, I think it's what Sonic truly stands for, and truly, I know I said that twice now, this is the best Sonic game in my opinion, and it probably will be till the end of time. But hey, I don't know, with Frontiers coming out this December, it could prove me wrong. Hey, welcome to the end of the video. If it's not already clear, I'm trying to commit something new here. Instead of having my old icon segments, I'm going to be trying to use a camera, which I think is going to hopefully give a lot more expressiveness and life to the video. Also, in other news, I'm finally on my summer vacation, so you know that now I can be sleepless and focus on videos only, as I'm trying to figure out why I'm gonna die at the age of 23. But my point is, you can expect a lot more videos within the coming weeks. As always, my socials like my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord will be in the description down below if you guys want to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, have a good one, and try not to die until the next video.